you want a beer? What do you want to drink? We've got beers, wine.
Oh, I'm not drinking during the day.
It's not during the day now.
Yeah, it is.
It's 6:05.
Right.
I'll have a beer.
What
Do you mind?
beer? Do you want a tea or a coffee or a water?
I'll have cappuccino.
In the style of a glass of water.
Honestly,
This is Talksport.
in the style of Nescafe Gold.
So do you want milk and sugar?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, please.
How many sugars?
4.
No.
Oh, 1. Is it my dad? Nah.
Oh, sorry. This is Denny and Junior.
Hi, Jim.
Junior's just going to take a few snapshots that we'll use on the podcast and on the website.
Okay.
You look like you've lost bundles of weight, have you?
Everybody keeps saying that.
Have you lost a lot?
I don't know.
You must weigh yourself daily.
I've not got set scales in the house, but I've got a gym at the house, so I go and them in there kind of, every morning.
Yeah, 6-pack.
Yeah. Well, up 1, 2 and down 1, 2, then the other sock, You know how it is. I like to do my bit, Got to keep the wife happy.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to a Sports Bar special. My guest for the next 60 minutes is one of the country's most successful singer-songwriters of his generation, selling well over 50 million records in a career that goes back to 1991, the same year his beloved Manchester City finished 5th in what was to be the final year of the old First Division. Good evening, Noel Gallagher.
Hello there.
50 million, did I get that right?
55, but...
Well, I said over, so...
What's 5 million between friends?
Not when you've got sheds to build.
No. I've got to keep the money somewhere.
Let's start at the beginning. Why Manchester City?
They were old-fashionedly enough and romantically enough, they're my local team.
How local is local? Where did you live?
I was born in Longsight, which was maybe walking distance from the training ground. We used to go and watch City train in the 70s. And it's only about a 15-minute walk from Main Road.
Were you obsessed with football at school?
Yeah, I mean everybody is in the northwest, but everybody is in Manchester. It's the same. I think it's the same for everybody. Everybody's obsessed with football. I'm not sure how much kids are obsessed with football these days because of technology and TV and all that. But football was was the only thing that you had.
Did you want to be a footballer?
Yeah, didn't we all? Yeah, still do somehow. If anybody's listening from the Ryman League, a 44-year-old ex-junkie here. I could do a job.
Were you any good? See, or are you any good? I don't mean disrespect. I look at you and I don't see footballer.
Well, they said the same about Claude Makelele.
And some will argue they're right. But were you any good? What position would you play in? The fact that you can't answer...
No. It was a role that has only since been given a name. When I was at school...
Substitute.
It's been... Down the years, it's been called the holding midfielder.
Oh, okay.
I invented that role.
That was you, was it?
That was me, yeah.
Wow.
St Bernard's.
So just in front of the...
St Bernard's Primary School, Catholic League, early 80s.
Yeah. So you were like the number 4, just in front of the back 4.
Number 4, number 5, that's me.
What was the first match you ever went to?
A football match?
Yeah.
It was in 1974. It was City at home to Newcastle, and we won 5-1, and I can only remember Malcolm McDonald scoring the 1 for Newcastle in off the underside of the bar.
Have you ever watched the game back on TV?
That game?
Yeah.
No, I've got the programme though. Somebody bought me for my 40th birthday every City programme from the day I was born right up to this
wow.
point. And in the actually it wasn't 74, it was 76. The great thing about that programme is not only is it the first match I ever went to, but inside is an advert for a new single by a band called the Sex Pistols, Anarchy in the UK. Yeah, it's cool.
That's nice.
It's very cool.
That is cool. Who'd you go with? Just
my
lads
dad.
from school? Oh,
no,
okay.
my dad. Yeah. No, my dad was a City fan. Which is funny because we're from an Irish background, and all of our cousins, to a man, every one of them, which is about 11,000 of them, all support Man United, apart from me, our Liam and our Paul, because my dad, for some reason, decided he was going to be a City fan.
Were you always going to be City? Was it ever a toss-up?
Well, because I guess you go with wherever you go first. I guess if he'd have took us to Old Trafford, we'd be weasel-faced United fans.
What was the first away game you went to?
I'm guessing didn't start going away with City until we went down, actually, into the old second division. So it would have been some, I don't know, I'm saying Oldham maybe, I don't know, I'd be guessing. It's not that etched in my memory, really.
Childhood heroes. Who were they in the City team?
Heroes. Joe Corrigan, the goalie.
Yeah.
Peter Barnes. Belly and Summerby, obviously.
Do you have pictures of them above your bed?
Did I? Yes. Yeah. Collected the cards and all that. Yeah. I've got Willie Donachie's shirt from the 1976 Cup final.
How did that come about?
A guy came to an Oasis concert in Manchester. An old fella, looked like Andy Capp. And a real old boy, he's like in his 70s. And somebody came out and said, there's an old fella outside, he wants us to see Liam. And Liam would go off, so I went out and this old fella was like, I got this 76 Cup final, I've not got long left, so can you give this your brother? And I was like, what is it? And he said, it's Willie Donachie's shirt. And I said, I'll see that he gets it.
Yeah, definitely.
Personally, I will give it to him.
That's not what caused the split, was it?
No.
He found out about that.
He never got that shirt.
Did he ever know about that?
It was the first thing I said to him. Hey, a guy came before. He would Willie Donachie's shirt for you, did he? Where is it? It's in my hotel room.
I was going to ask then, can you remember the first shirt you bought as a young kid, as a fan?
It was an England shirt. And it was the England top that had the red and the blue and the red
the famous
there.
Kevin Keegan Admiral one.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful football shirt.
I'm not bragging here, but I think I might have actually nicked it.
From
Liam? No, from the Arndale Centre.
Okay.
We used to spend a lot of time not at school.
I don't have you down as a bit of a thief. Or maybe I do.
I was a shoplifter.
Were you?
Yeah.
Is that known, or are you giving me an exclusive?
No, it's well known. It's like, chocolate, stuff like that, and football. It wasn't like a professional thief.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
It wasn't like a three-piece suite you
No,
managed to
not
take
like,
out
the Scarlet Pimpernel or anything. I'm not like kind of, what do you want? Tampax.
Give me your order.
I ate a load of those. Yeah. Lipstick, iced magenta.
Who are you stealing for?
My mum.
First pair of boots you ever bought? Can you remember?
They were bought for me, and they were Stylo ones. They had a George Best used to wear them.
Yeah.
They had a white triangle, went from there to there.
I don't remember them.
Yeah, look it up. Stylo. George Best.
I would have had you down as a pair of Puma Kings.
Never liked Puma.
You didn't like them?
No, because he was Addy Dazzler's brother, wasn't he? And he split. And
that's
right.
Out.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, of course.
Don't do Puma for splitters.
Yeah, but back then, surely you wouldn't have had that. You wouldn't have had that connection with Adidas back then.
No,
even then you did.
Even then, yeah. I've always loved Adidas.
First footballer you ever met?
I can't remember, but I do remember meeting Peter Barnes' dad, who was Ken Barnes.
From Dallas?
Ken Barnes, yeah. He was a friend of a friend of mine called Neil Daly, whose dad used for something to do with City. And he brought the League Cup round to his house to show them. And I had my picture taken with it, but I don't know where that photograph is. But I met the first famous guy was Peter Barnes' dad.
Have you ever got nervous meeting a footballer?
They're all idiots.
No, but when you're younger, when you're 12 or 13.
You've seen this newer crop of footballer, in general, are utter vessels.
Yeah, but when they
say the word quality a lot.
They do say quality.
But
when you're 8 or 9...
your gig, mate. Quality. Quality, really.
But when you're 8 or 9, they're not idiots. You know what I mean? They are on a pedestal.
No, I don't think I ever met one until very much later on. Until I was maybe like Oasis time. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Actually, no, I tell a lie. Met John Gidman at an away game.
Fullback, yeah.
In maybe it was against Shrewsbury when he played for us right at the end. We were probably in the second division. I think we hadn't won we went some record, we hadn't won for 30 odd games, and we were away at Shrewsbury, and we got penalty in the last minute, and we were all behind the net, and Neil McNabb lashed it out of the ground, and we seen John Gidman in the car park, and for some reason we started abusing him, because he's a scouser.
Can you not understand then, kids when you were a young kid, or even now those getting giddy when they meet their idols, did that never appeal to you?
No, I've never been that an autograph hunter or hanging around the stage. No.
Does it surprise you now, the reaction you get walking down the road when people come up and ask for a picture of you?
Yeah, and people get kind of a bit shocked when they say, "Can I get an autograph?" And I go, "No."
Why would you say no?
Well, because I've never asked anyone for an autograph, so for me, it's just like, what an autograph for? If I'm doing a gig and I make a point of in between the sound check and the gig, I'll go out and sign a few autographs. And that's fine, they're genuine fans. But when I see, like when I went to Wembley on Sunday, they're just autograph hunters. And they're just there and they get an autograph and it's up on eBay. I don't do them if I can help it.
If you were a present-day footballer, who would your equivalent be?
If I was a present-day so if
everything you've achieved in music was transferred into
football,
yeah,
that's messy, isn't it?
So you are the Lionel Messi
of the music business,
yeah,
without doubt.
Okay. Do you
the same height as well?
Do you find it weird now? From what you've told us about how much of a fan you are of and were of Manchester City, do you find it weird now how you get treated by your club when you go to a home game?
Yeah, no, I don't find it weird. It's like, I mean, and I've never felt so connected to City as I do at the minute. You know, they kind of, the last kit that we had out, the burgundy bit around the socks, that was my idea. They went to a thing with Umbro, and they introduced us to the guy, and the guy said, he was showing us things for the kit, and we was like, you got to bring the burgundy back. It's got to be done. And
You said that.
Yeah, me and my mate Scully. You know, and you got to have burgundy on the kit somewhere. It's traditional. When it come out, the socks were on the socks, and the guy said, "It's your idea, that." And I was like, "Fucking, I'm signing the kit." Then the next kit had actually this was it. That's not the one after. It was like, "Where's the burgundy?" And he's pointed to inside the collar, and there's a little old school City scarf which is sewn around the inside of the collar.
And that's yours.
And that wasn't my idea, but the burgundy's in there somewhere from now on. I was like, it's brilliant.
There will be City fans screaming the question, what's your favourite City top?
Not this one that it's got now. The one before that we wore last season, I really liked that.
Like that one?
Yeah, I thought it was great. The one I associate with the most it was Umbro with the thing down the side. I guess it's the one where we got beat in the final by Tottenham.
That's right.
Yeah.
3-2.
Yeah, 3-2 in the replay. That one. But I mean, City they've got really cool football kits. The away ones have been a bit ropey sometimes. But
do you have one? Do you have a shirt now? Would you wear number 9 Gallagher?
I've got a charity Shield Cup final shirt at home. Actually.
How'd you get
that? Somebody gave it to me.
Okay. Would you wear a shirt around the house?
No.
What do you think? I have a real problem with grown men wearing football shirts.
I don't like it.
At a game, they can get away with it, but I see them in the gym or on the street, and it's just wrong.
No. You only ever see English people doing it. You never see Italians doing it or anybody else.
Denny wears one with a number on the back and his name above the number in the gym.
Denny?
Yeah, that's Denny there.
As bad as the football kit is, when you've got your own name on it, well, that's
But
what number do you put on it? Why 10?
Because I play number 10.
For who?
Well, according to the shirt, Portugal.
Even more ludicrous. It's pure comedy. I don't understand it. Kids, when you see them at matches in the full kit, that's kind of cute, but it's not. I've never been one for wearing shirts. Never. In fact, if you see a picture of me, apart from photo shoots,
okay,
we've done that with our kids.
You've got Sonny's your youngest, is that right?
He is, yeah.
Has anyone bought him a little Man United?
Well,
Man City strip?
My missus will not put up with any of that gear. No
Why?
way. It's chav, isn't it? When your kids in football kits, no way.
But
you've never met my missus, have you?
No.
Right, she's hardcore.
I've heard.
She's not having any of that nonsense. No way.
Could you not sneak one on?
What, onto her? I have to wait till she's had a few.
That's how Sonny was.
Yeah. No, she can't. No, I'm never on my own with the children because I'm a very irresponsible adult. So I've never.
And legally, you're not allowed to be on your own with children. Is that right?
Not since I've come off the register. No.
If you could swap the success you've had in music for a successful career in football, so nothing you've achieved in music has actually happened, but you would be a footballer at the top of his game now, would you do that?
Probably not, because your music career lasts longer. I could go on for the next 20 years. Footballers, although they earn an extraordinary amount of money, it's 10 years at the top maximum, and out of those 10 years, it's probably 5 years in the big books. And then you go off and be weird for the rest of your life. But music, it's an ongoing thing.
Do you ever feel that the feeling a footballer gets for 3 or 4 seconds after he's scored an absolute belter? Do you ever feel that you've got that feeling in front of, when you're doing Nebworth or Wembley or whatever?
Well, I've never done that, so I don't know. But I can imagine it can't be the same. It's like when people clap after things, it's kind of a show of respect. But I say if for instance, that day Michael Owen scored that goal in the Manchester derby, or Rooney scored that overhead kick, that must be something that only footballers can experience. You get it as a fan, actually. It must be close to it being a fan at the time, when it's like, you don't know what's going on for 2 minutes. You just high five people. I never high five people at all. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why? I'm just seeing on the telly doing it at the FA Cup semi-final, and I'm like, I don't be a boy. He's going to high five. Oh God, why'd you do it? But I guess but to actually be that footballer, to do it must be something incredible.
I'll tell you what did make me laugh. When I saw you at Wembley after the semi-final, when City beat United, and we were having a drink, and then looked up on the telly, and they were showing bits from the match, and there was one cutaway of you cheering, like high-fiving people, and then you just turned around and just off the cuff went, that was when we won a corner. I did like that. Your greatest moment as a fan? Can you remember it? Is there more than one?
City?
Yeah.
I've got to say that semi-final. It was a great day because the City fans brought the noise and it was a spectacle, and we somehow did it. Everything went for us that day, and to go on and win the cup was amazing. I've got to say that's the greatest day I've ever experienced in a football ground, being a City supporter, when the goal went in and then hanging on and actually doing
even more so than the final.
I wasn't at the final. I was in the States.
No, but still, as a fan, not necessarily at the ground, but your greatest moment as a fan.
No, because we were expected to win the final. So effectively you're in a no-win situation, where it's like, if you lose, it's kind of the end of the world, and if you win, well, you're expected to win. The first time City played United at Wembley, was it ever? I don't know. And to be still in it at half time, and to then go on and win it, I got a little bit emotional that day. It was like, wow, and it was unbelievable. The second best day was waking up in Canada 3 and a bit years ago, and switched my phone on, and there was 86 messages, and I thought, right, what's gone on here? And it was like Arabs had taken over the football club, and put on BBC World News, and we'd gone from being the football club in England to being the richest club in the world overnight, and I was like, am I dreaming? This is unbelievable. That was the second greatest day.
And the flip side, biggest disappointment?
Oh, relegation to the 3rd division. Most of the derby losses in the last minute. The recent one.
Yeah, how much did that hurt? The Charity Shield.
To be quite honest, we didn't really deserve to be 2-0 up. But when you're 2-0 up, it's like, we should really see this out.
Did you feel at the time you needed one more to be sure, or at 2-0?
I felt if we could go 20 minutes into the second half, it's over. We're all in the box where I'm sat, and we all know once United get one, you're up against it, no matter what, unless it's in the last minute. Do you know what I mean? And they get a head of steam up, and the second goal was amazing, and the third goal was a mistake. That was pretty disappointing. But the relegations were just soul destroying, being down in the 3rd division. Unbelievable.
Are you a season ticket holder? Have you been?
No, I've never had a season ticket.
Never had one?
No, if I go up to Eastlands, I just kind of call,
knock on the door.
I just call and say I will arrive 7:45.
Hold up the game if it's a 7:30 kickoff for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell the players I shall be there, and they always squeeze us in somewhere.
Who do you go to the games with?
Mike Pickering, the original Superstar DJ, my mate Scully, the original Superstar ticket tout. You wouldn't know, but they're the two most famous people.
Andy Goldstein Sports Bar, Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on Talksport.
Now, last season was Manchester City's 9th consecutive season of Premier League football and Roberto Mancini's first full year in charge. They finished third in the Premier League, lost in the third round of the League Cup, reached the last 16 of the Europa League and won the FA Cup.
Yes.
How important was silverware last season, though?
It was important for Mancini because he gets the pressure from above, and it must have been enormous pressure for him. His brief would have been Champions League trophy, either or, and he got both. But there was no pressure from the fans because we're too long in the tooth to expect anything. But now we've won the trophy and got in the Champions League, now there's going to be a bit of pressure from the stands, from the supporters. So he's going to have to deal with something different. But it was important to get it done within the next couple of seasons. I actually thought we'd qualify for the Champions League but wouldn't win a trophy, particularly when we were drawn against United. But I think I have to say this season, ludicrously enough, the City fans that I know are expecting big things. We should know a little bit better. And in that way, the Charity Shield was maybe a good wake-up call.
City spent 126 million in that summer transfer window.
Shed.
Yeah, Toure, Boateng, David Silva, Kolarov, Balotelli, Milner, all put pen to paper. Did it feel strange for you? You touched on it earlier that you got this phone call and 86 messages and now you're the richest club in the world. But did it feel strange? Does it feel strange that all these great players are now playing for your club?
No, we deserve it. We've had 30-odd years of nothing. It's the strangest thing is how we were the second most loved football team in the country, not by the United fans, but bar everybody else's local team. Oh, we love Man City. And now it's like we're probably the most hated football club in the country. I don't get that. It's still Man City. And to all other football supporters, it's like, hate the money. Fine, fair enough, because you haven't got it, you know what I mean? And we have.
But you can understand. I mean, Chelsea went through similar times when Abramovich took over.
That's Chelsea. Nobody else about Chelsea.
No, but they were buying all the big-name players. They weren't as big as they are now.
Yes. Yeah, but
they went through the same transition.
Yeah, but Chelsea went from having 20,000 people going there, they were never a big club, ever. They were at best a cup side. I mean, Man City were getting 30,000 in the third division. Let's never forget that. So it's not brought any more fans in. Do you know what I mean? We were always one of the best supported clubs in England. So it's not like Chelsea went from nothing, to seeing Chelsea shirts everywhere. That never used to happen, So, but I can understand, the fact that we've got the money and we can go out and buy. It's not so much you buy the players like Tevez and Aguero and all. I understand people get annoyed when we buy players that we don't even use, like Adebayor and Milner probably won't get
Santa Cruz as well.
Yeah, they're great or anything like that, but we've got a big squad. But I think that's all about to change,
In what respect?
Well, I think once he's got rid of Mark Hughes' players, Bellamy, Adebayor, Bridge, I think there'll be there's a lot of fringe players there, but I think they'll eventually will all go.
Tevez, I know you're a huge fan of. He finished joint top scorer last season. How highly do you rate him? Not necessarily just as a City player, but as a player.
I think he's the best out and out striker. Well, he was last season in the world. And because he gives you more than just the 30-odd goals or whatever it was, he gives you more than that. Do you know what I mean? He's never stood around with his hands on his hips like Berbatov, or he's never, moaning about his injuries like Torres. You know what I mean? He's always in the thick of it, and he can get you a goal from the halfway line. From nothing, he can score free kicks, headers, scrappy tap-ins. Needless to say, he gives 150% every game, which is why every club he's ever played for, West Ham fans love him. United fans, if they're being honest, love him.
Oh, without a doubt.
The Boca Juniors, everybody's played for, and that speaks volumes for him, I think.
We should point out at the time we're recording this, it's before the season has actually started, about a week before.
Yeah, but he's not going to get sold.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you. You expect him to play still for City?
Well, he's been for sale since last January, effectively. So if you're... City have said it's 50 million. If you're in the Champions League with us, it's 50 million. He can go off and play in Kazakhstan if he wants for 30. right? But if they're one of the clubs we're competing with, it's 50 million. Everybody's known that for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, for 9 months, right? 9 months. So
if it would have been 11 months, what would you have used as a digit?
I would have gone back to the beginning. And that's what fingers are for. Fucking hell, that's
I thought you were going to take your shoe off for a minute.
So it's 50 million. So Madrid, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Chelsea, they've all known that. They're not suddenly going to say, you know what we should do with that 50 million we've got lying around? What's that? We should buy Tevez. If he's going to gone, he'd be gone by now. He would have gone. Because you don't buy him the week before the season starts. If they're... maybe clubs are thinking City are going to drop the price or play hardball in January. But I don't think Tevez can give less than 100% on the field.
Big loss if he goes?
Massive. But I tell you this, if him and Aguero play up front, then God help us all.
Who else do you consider a major player at City? Who's very important? Company.
I really rate. I got stick for this, but I love Gareth Barry. He changed the game for us when he came on Sunday. Not that we won or anything, but
what does he give you? What does he bring to the side?
Experience. He knows the league. He's a good player. He's an unsung hero for me. I love him. But I've got to say, I like them all. Zabaleta, 1 to 11. There isn't. Kolarov could do with getting his finger out. And I hope Dzeko comes good because I kind of like him. I like him.
Hell of a goal, wasn't it?
It was the keeper's fault, though.
Yeah, but it was moving. It was spinning.
Yeah. I think given time, he'll be good. But I got to say, I like most of our players. I like a lot of them.
Joe Hart must feature very highly on that list.
Big Joe, he's great. Yeah, I mean, at the start of last season when he picked Joe above Shea Given, I was like, what is he doing?
Ballsy move.
Well, I was like, what's he doing? Like, give Shea at least, Joe's got his whole career in front of him. Give Joe the FA Cup and all that. Yeah, but fair play on the eve, an hour before the team sheet come out, we were all at Tottenham, didn't know who he was going to choose. He was like, fucking hell, he's put Joe Hart in. And what a game he had that day. Shea must have gone, oh, good God. But he's great, Joe.
Your current manager took over from Mark Hughes, who was sacked in December 2 years ago. Did that surprise you when he went?
Yeah.
It was on the back of, I don't know if you remember, 7 straight draws.
Yeah. Well, I was sat at home. See, it all starts building with the media and the press, and they're going. See, this is what really annoys me about the press. So you're watching the thing that comes on a Soccer Saturday on the morning, or you listen to the radio and they're doing the previews of the game and they go, well, City have got to get results today. 7 draws. He's got to be under pressure, Hughes, hasn't he? Oh, he's having under pressure. 4 hours later, he's sacked. And they're like, sacked? He's only lost once in 11 games.
I remember that.
And you're just like, well, hang on a minute. You fucking spin it how you want. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I was sat there so angry. I was like, Jeff Stelling, I could have punched his head in. Do you know what I mean? You're just like...
And what was your initial thought when you found out that the guy that's replacing him is a former Leicester City player?
I never thought of it. I just like Mancini. Because when a club like City and the money, all Mourinho's name's always going to be mentioned. I have to say now it's a very, very, very shrewd move. And what I liked about it was the players were all kicking off at the beginning. He's training us too hard. We're all tired. The last 7 games of last season when we won the final 6 and won the FA Cup, we looked the fittest team in England. And I think his power is going to be increased within Eastlands now.
He is often criticised for playing perhaps maybe too defensive.
But he's Italian.
That's
what they do.
Does that bother you, that's your team?
Well, yes and no. If he was quite defensive and we'd have finished 5th and not won anything, yes. But as you're making steady progress and you think, we haven't been outside the top 4 for 9 months here, do you know what I mean? You can't argue with it. You cannot argue with it. Liverpool would love him, Tottenham would love him, Chelsea would love him, Arsenal would love him. The end.
Will he be given time to build a dynasty? If 5 years you don't win the Champions League?
Oh, I think they're already started it now in the press. He's under pressure this season, he's got to deliver. I think if there's an improvement, if he doesn't win the league, or he doesn't win the Champions League, he'll have to have done 2 things. He'll have to have come second and got to the quarterfinals. There'll have to have been some statement in the Champions League and a marked improvement. I'm not sure whether finishing third and winning the Carling Cup will do. Do you know what I mean? But I think he'll be given this season, and I think he'll be given next season, because really, if I'm in charge of City and like, okay, you're saying, right, we've got to get rid of Mancini. The first question is who? Bar Mourinho, who is there?
Well, this is the problem Arsenal face as well.
Yeah, there's no one. You've got Hiddink, well, you're starting again with a guy who's never managed the English, well, he's been in Chelsea a little bit. But other than that, no, I'd keep him.
Is your current squad, strong enough to win either the Champions League or Premier League? Or if not, how many players short are you?
I think it's the strongest squad in European football, 1 to 25, when they're all fit. I don't think you can beat the 8 defenders that we've got, including the goalkeeper and I think it's however many defenders we've got. Bar Kolarov, who's a bit of a liability. I think that's as strong as it gets. I think the midfield, wow, and the front four, Balotelli, Dzeko, Aguero, and Tevez. You can't beat that.
Awesome, that is awesome.
But I still think what United have got over us is Ferguson, and the one thing about him is he will always be able to get the best out of those players, and if Mancini can begin to get the best out of our players, then I think we could go really, really close. But Ferguson is an unbelievable manager, and he gets the best out of, players who are not really great. Fletcher, Anderson, all those, Carrick, but he moulds them into a team. I think United have got the edge over us in that department. But if it's player for player, I think we're up there.
Now, you've come on, which is very kind of you, my sports bar, on most weekends when the football season's on, and quite often you've said the line, City will muck it up. Do you think that conception now has changed?
I went out after the semi-final with some of the old players and Gary Cook and some of the suits at City. I were in the pub and I was saying, look, make no mistake about this. We will not win this cup. Whoever we get in the final, we will balls this up.
And did you honestly feel that, or were you just sort of saying it to cover yourself?
I've been a City fan for 39 years, and I was like saying, we'll finish 5th. Forget this shit. The cup, no. Champions League, forget that. And they were saying, with straight faces, going, no, that was the old Man City. This is new. And I was going, whatever. I've been here 39 years. I know what I'm talking about. And they were right. I was wrong. See, that's what I'm saying about the expectancy levels now. It's like I'm expecting City not to mess things up. So, we'll see.
City have broken the pay structure mould. Some City players are on a reported 250 grand a week.
That's what they say.
Does that worry you? Do you think there's too much money now in football?
What nobody ever mentions when you listen to Talksport, and those two, the cricketer and the other lad.
What, in the morning?
What's his name?
Oh, you mean Goffey and Durham?
What's the other?
Adrian Durham.
They get on my nerves, right, when they start going on about money. There's too much money in game. Who's to blame? You know who's making the most money out of football? The government. Because they won't should the government step in? Well, no, because if Carlos Tevez is earning 250 grand a week, you know who's getting 275?
Yeah.
The government, right? So there's too much money in football for the government to even step in and take control of it. If I had my way, there'd be a cap. 100 grand a week would be the maximum. And then players are going to clubs for, the right reasons. But they're private companies now. They're owned by, like two fellas or one fella, you know what I mean? It's not, there's nothing you can do about it, and if somebody deems Carlos Tevez to be worth 200 grand a week, that's their money. It's not our money. It's not like I'm a shareholder at City and they're cashing in what dividend I may make to pay, Joe Hart 100 grand a week. It's their money. And I think all the arguments about money that I've heard on the radio and on TV, they're all utterly irrelevant because I don't know what the alternative is. Do you know what I mean? It's like if somebody owns a football club, that's it. That's the end. It's their money. Let them do what they want with it.
In
I
a
say
word,
that as a Man City fan, knowing we've got all the money in the world.
and what's that like to be the richest club now in the world? From where you were before, when when you supported them as a boy, they were one of the poorest, if you like.
Nobody at City, the fans, are under any illusions that Tevez, Aguero are coming to City because they're like, oh, God,
but that doesn't matter, does it?
It's been a dream of mine. Well, the dream is you've dreamt of earning all this money. Fair enough. The only reason we're lowering them there is because of the money. And as long as they do it on the pitch, fans don't care. Fans don't care, I don't think. I don't care.
How far off Premier League glory are you?
2 seasons.
How far off Champions League glory are you?
We will play in the final at Wembley in 2013.
Where will you finish this season?
Second.
Andy Goldstein Sports Bar, Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on Talksport.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're recording this now. We're a week away. What day is it today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
And the Premier League season starts on Saturday, okay?
For us, it starts on Monday. Next Monday.
Okay. For the rest, it starts on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
It starts this
For the
weekend.
lesser teams, it starts on Saturday. For the top 4, it starts Sunday. For the cream,
For the top
it's
3.
Monday night.
Yeah. Are you excited about the new season? Have you missed it? Because there's been no football at all, is there?
No, I mean, I'd watch it. I think that there shouldn't be a mid-season break. No chance. Just carry on. Award the trophy in May. Have the weekend off. Straight back at it. Seriously. Wait, the players need a rest. Really?
It'd make it more interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just carry on. 100-game season. Let's just play through.
You're only saying that now because you can afford to buy 100 players.
Yeah. Well, I do miss it. I love it, and I've loved it since I was a kid. The new kits and the and the new signings and the things with Sky and Talksport. I've only made it. Kids will have grown up with Talksport now and Sky Sports. They wouldn't. For us, it was like live football. What on a Monday? Bloody what? On a Monday night. It's like the FA Cup was the only live game, and you would like sit in and watch it, and like, I'm not asked about Southampton. They played Ipswich, brilliant, And but now kids will have grown up with Sky Sports and third division football live on the telly. Who'd have thought it?
Where do you watch the games at home?
In my kitchen.
In your kitchen?
Well, yeah.
Well, when you say kitchen,
yeah, what I mean is the East Wing. No, I've got a kitchen with a
Okay. Do you have people round? Is the wife not allowed in? Are the kids not allowed in?
I don't like watching football on the telly with other people. Hate it.
Anyone else, even your best pal?
No, hate it.
Why?
I don't know. I like to get into it. Do you know what I mean? I like to kind of get, and if people are around and they start talking, I'm just like, what? Even when I'm at the match, and there's a few people I've been at the match with, and they'll kick off, and then they'll just be, so you busy then? Busy watching the match. But what do you want to know for? Get out of it. What are you talking about?
When was the last time you watched the game at the pub then?
Oh, that'd be a good few years.
What about when the World Cup's on? You must prefer to watch it.
No, it's all right for you. I get mithered, just,
Of course.
the usual. Go get a quick picture. Can you? Can it be quick?
Your girlfriend can.
Yeah. Your missus. Come in here, Laura, whatever your name is. But I
wonder why I said Laura.
I just got mithered. I just get mithered all the time, and you always get the other. We'll see you. You're just like, yeah, I know. I know.
So you don't have any pals over for a game. It's literally you shut the door of the East Wing.
That's me. Done.
The wife doesn't come in.
No, she's upstairs watching whatever she's watching.
What is she watching? Country File or something?
No, she's a Coronation Street addict, and she likes all the. She don't do EastEnders. We hate EastEnders.
She doesn't like football.
Well, she's Rangers. She likes the Old Firm.
Okay.
She's been known to leap around like a salmon when Rangers go one up. Yeah, but she's not. She knows a lot about it. She knows who they are, and she knows the rules. She's not an idiot. But she wouldn't kind of sit. No, I wouldn't watch football with the missus. She used to. I've taken her to a few City games. I thought I'd quickly take her to a few. She'll get bored with it.
Yeah.
And she did. But she knows quite a bit about football. But I won't watch it with her.
Women in football shirts? Does it do anything?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I've not got a problem with that.
That's all right.
Not got a problem with that. Yeah.
Okay. What about if you've recently got married? I know you've known her for some time.
Yeah.
If she was a Manchester United fan,
No, that's like she was an old school friend. I've actually got 2 kids. And
was your geography teacher, wasn't it?
living with her for 11 years. You know, I've known her from. I'm aware that she's been in my house for 11 years. Oh, you over there? Yeah.
If she was a Man United fan, how much of a problem would that be?
It wouldn't be a problem because she's stunning. So that's not a problem. But I mean, I'm Celtic and she's Rangers. That's bad enough.
Yeah, but they're not your first club. I mean, it's her first club, but not your first, so it sort of doesn't really count.
I know what you're saying, but if she's... Yeah, no, it wouldn't be a problem because love would conquer all.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm guessing you're thinking she's going to listen to this.
No question.
Okay, we can cut this bit out. If she was a United fan, would you marry her?
No. I mean, yes.
No.
Yes.
We'll cut the yes out there.
Yes, of course I would, yeah.
The new boys this season, Norwich, QPR and Swansea. Are they going to survive?
QPR won't. Norwich might. Swansea won't. If Swansea think they're going to come and have a go in the you know, I'd say at about 8 o'clock kick-off, about 8:45 on Monday night, when they're in the dressing room, they'll be thinking, what the you know, and these are supposed to be the most defensive team in the league. I got a feeling they... I mean, if Blackpool go down, there's really no hope for anybody. But Norwich might survive. QPR, unfortunately for them, they've got us away the last game of the season. So
Swansea, QPR, who else is going to go down with them?
I've got a sneaky suspicion Villa will be in the mix.
Really?
Yeah, Newcastle will be in the mix.
A lot of people think Villa top 10 at least.
No.
Your old keeper there? Worth 5-6 points a season at least?
That's all right, so they'll get 15 points.
Who's going to be the dark horses this season?
None. There isn't. Who'll do well? Who'll come... I think the top 6 will look after itself. Everton will probably be 7th. Who'll have a good season? At some point, Liverpool will be top of the league, and we'll have to put up with all this nonsense from Scousers saying they're going to win the league and all that. But they'll finish 6th. I think I don't think there is any dark horses anymore.
No.
Well, you know, remember all those... Hull would start off great, and Blackpool and all that. They eventually get found out in the end. The league is taking... It'll take a familiar shape around Christmas. The top 7 or 8 will be, you know, it's a toss-up between Sunderland and Villa and Bolton and Newcastle, who's going to be in the top 10. But other than that, it'll look after itself.
If they stay free from injury, what players do you think are going to be key to success to their club?
Which club will rely most on injuries? Liverpool, Tottenham. People that haven't bought... I mean, all Liverpool have bought, but they've bought a lot of dogs.
You're not happy with any of them? Do you mean that from the price tag or the actual player themselves?
Charlie Adam, it would be a welcome acquisition to most clubs. The rest of them, really?
Downing,
Are you kidding?
Henderson?
Come on. 20 million?
Well, this is what I'm asking.
You know, Jordan Henderson was 20 million. David Silva was 28. That's all I'm saying.
What sort of season do you think Chelsea are going to have?
I think it's chaos for that club. Meltdown around Christmas.
There's a big smile on Noel Gallagher's face, by the way.
Meltdown. I just don't see it. Can't see the manager coming to grips with that club.
Where are they going to finish then, Chelsea?
3rd.
Liverpool?
6th.
What sort of season are they going to have?
They'll initially... I think the thing about Liverpool is it's all been great under Kenny because they've not been under any pressure because they were going to go down last season. I think now when people are saying, well, they spent under... And now the owners have come out and said Champions League or else. That's like, hang on a minute. Have you seen the other 4 teams that are going for this? If they have a great season, they'll finish 5th and win the Carling Cup. Arsenal, 4th or 5th. Arsene Wenger to carry on doing an imitation of Basil Fawlty.
It would be good if he turned up at the Emirates in a Mini, wouldn't it?
That'd be brilliant. Like a funny walk along the... It's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to happen.
With a branch from nowhere as well. Spurs?
Redknapp doesn't do consistency. I think don't see a good season for them. See them being knocked out of the UEFA Cup early. Might go close in the FA Cup. That was 5th.
And what about the Premier League champions?
I got to say it's between City and United. I just can't over the season. I can't see. I think we've got a bit of momentum. Our manager's got, this will be his, not only his second full season, but his third kind of campaign. I think behind Ferguson, he's got bags more experience than AVB. How do you spell it? What's it?
AVB, Andre
AVB.
Villas-Boas.
I think 1 to 15 on any given day, we've got a better squad than Chelsea and Arsenal. And like I said before, the only thing that United can top us from is Ferguson's ability to squeeze the best out of that team. And he rotates that team to perfection. Like he did on Sunday. It was like, he put a lot of kids on at half time. We were like, he's thrown the towel in. This is him with his mind games now. The next thing it's like,
yeah,
he does. He's the one thing they've got above us. I think 1 to 15 on any given day, we're as good as them or better. But I think Ferguson holds the key.
Starting from 4, going to 1, top 4 in order.
Arsenal, Chelsea. I think it's going to be really close, but if I had to put money on it, my heart says City, obviously. My head says United by a hair's breadth, maybe. One derby win is going to seal it. 3 points, no more.
I still don't know if you mean City or United.
I think, I can't choose, but I think whoever wins it is going to be by a slight margin. But given that Ferguson has got the edge over Mancini, I'd say through gritted teeth, Man United, I think.
What managers do you fear for?
Warnock, first gone, no question. Lump on it. McLeish.
Lump on it.
Get on it. AVB. Wenger.
Wow, these are big names you're throwing up.
I think the most vulnerable, you've got to be like a team that's Premier League status is coming under threat. It would be desperate. I think Villa, even though they've just appointed him, just can't see that squad of players as good.
You don't fancy them at all, do you?
No, not in the slightest. Pardew, maybe. I don't
know. Prediction time. League Cup winners.
Liverpool.
FA Cup winners.
Arsenal.
Champions League winners.
Barcelona.
There's a programme now, I don't know if you've seen it, called Inside the Actors Studio. Have you seen it?
I've seen it advertised.
It's a great programme.
Yeah, I'm going to start one called Inside the Octagon. It's just going to be a load of rusty tools and a little old fella saying, I thought money was no object.
They won't know what we're talking about. They won't know what we're talking about.
Sarah will.
Lovely Sarah.
Yeah.
Well, in it, at the end, they have the actor on or actress, and at the end, they just shoot through 10 questions with one-word answers.
Okay. Right.
So I've basically stolen them.
Right, okay.
What's your favourite word?
Right, my favourite word. This is not going to be quick fire because I've got to get this right. Favourite word. Oh.
It's not octagon.
Pretty good, but that's two words, isn't it?
That gets rid of question number.
I'm gonna say.
Okay. What's your least favourite word?
Comfort zone.
What turns you on?
Oh, the lovely Sarah.
What turns you off?
What turns me off? People asking for autographs who look like Rick Waller.
What sound do you love?
Oh. Sound do I love? I would say ka-ching, but that's being a bit facetious. The sound of victory for City.
What sound do you hate?
The one that was on Sunday when Nani scored the goal, that weasel-faced yelp from the other end of the ground.
I'm so looking for... I've got to be honest, the next question now has been the one I've been looking forward to since you sat down nearly just over an hour ago. Think about it. Don't jump in.
Okay.
What's your favourite curse word?
Oh,
What profession?
it just sums up so many people in one's life. He's a thick, he's a lazy. What a proper. I don't know. He's a daft.
I think you're with the wrong people if you...
A lazy. A useless.
By the way, he is pointing to our producer while he's saying that.
Yeah, well, he is. He wears a Portugal shirt with an English name on the back.
What profession other than your own would you attempt?
Too old to be an astronaut. Would I like that? Seeing the Earth from the moon. The priesthood kind of passed me by, really. I wouldn't mind being a police copper.
What profession would you not like to do?
What profession would I not like to? Oh, something that requires any form of skill.
Okay, this is the last one.
Right.
All right? So think about it. It's a good one. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Not you.
Noel Gallagher, it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Cheers, pal.
Didn't even eat the crisps.
Andy Goldstein Sports Bar, Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on Talksport.